Hello and welcome back to some more Assetto Corsa Competizione. I'm back racing with the AK Racing guys, so thank you very much to them for hosting this. We're at Brands Hatch tonight. It's a track I'm a little bit more comfortable on than the previous. I qualified somewhere mid-pack last race, which is I thought roughly where I was going to be. This time in practice I was comfortably inside the top 10, so I'm going to be aiming for a top 10 quali. Who knows how the race is going to go. It's a 45-minute race again with a full 24-hour day-night cycle, so we'll have the interesting moments of going through the night time. Hopefully it's a little bit cleaner than the last race, but there's one thing about Brands Hatch, it always throws up some curveballs. It's a difficult track to overtake on, and could result in lots of crashes. I've done no practice at night, and I don't know what the weather's going to do. Hopefully it doesn't rain. Nonetheless, hopefully you enjoy this video. If you do, remember to hit like, and of course hit subscribe if you're new around here. I'm so close to 3,000 subscribers. I'd love to get there, but anyway, it is time to jump into qualifying and see how I go. Okay, so just as it was, I'll wait for these guys to go, then pull out behind them. Just as it was last time around, we divided the qualifying session into two separate periods. It was, as I make sure I don't get in anybody's way as I pull out of the pits, it was divided into two separate groups. The first half go in the first 10 minutes. I'm in the second half, so with 10 minutes to go on the clock, I am now out to do a qualifying lap. And we'll see. Again, I'm going to be going the normal strategy of doing a banker lap, not pushing too hard, and then we're going to take the brain out, go hard. I've only got a couple of laps of fuel, about 3 laps, which is an out lap and 2 flyers, back into the pits, and hopefully I can get another one done. Okay, so that's got the banker out of the way. Let's see what sort of time I do. Nothing overly startling, I wouldn't have thought. We'll press on a bit for this lap. See if we can get a bit of time. Hopefully this guy doesn't get in the way. It's Thompson again. Okay, so I am nearly 8/10 up on my banker. But I think it's going to be my last flying lap because I'm going to be stuck behind Davies here on my last lap. Hopefully this goes me a few positions, gets me inside the top 10. Okay, it is race time, and just to add a degree of difficulty for the start of the race, it's going to be at night. Full 24-hour cycle, which means theoretically it's going to finish at night as well. You can see the tyres are already a little bit cool. That won't hurt because I'm a little concerned that the front left tyre is going to overheat, or the left side basically. It's very nearly time to go, so let's see how this one goes. I'm going to try and avoid all the accidents that are inevitably going to happen here at Brands Hatch. It's a really, really tricky circuit to get everyone around. Oh, we've lost one. We've lost one on the outlap. He's dead set, warming his tyres up. Oh, I have to include that in the video, but I am sorry. I'm not actually... I don't want to make you feel bad or anything, but it is always a little bit funny when you lose one on the outlap. Waiting. Red lights. There we go. Try and tiptoe through the first turn. Put the inside run, a slight bit of contact there. But I was on the inside, there wasn't much more I could do.
Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Okay, I've now actually got the spot out right. Well, I'm listed as 19th. I don't know what's happening. Maybe I started out of position or something. I know something popped up on the... popped up. There we go. I'm up to 5th. I'm up to 5th. How did that even happen? Anyway. We will carry on. Nice and easy through the first lap. Let the tyres come up to temperature. Try not to get involved in too many accidents. Somebody is off. 2 people are off. Try and avoid the wayward Munro there. Okay, there's a bit of temp in the tyres now. They're nearly up to 26 psi in that front left, which means I can start to lean on it a bit more and push on. I'm up to 3rd somehow. Now, I definitely don't have the pace of the top 3 or 4, so I'd imagine I'm going to get hounded here and eventually overtaken. But for now, We charge on and just try not to get too much heat in those tyres. I forgot to set my fuel strat. I just remembered then. I did forget to set my fuel strategy, which is not ideal. I'll try and do that on the fly if I can once I settle into a bit of a rhythm.
Yellow flag, yellow flag.
Someone's lost it. Someone's dropped her. So that actually puts me second. That's first place in front of me. How am I even doing this? But track position at Brands Hatch is everything because it's so hard to overtake on Brands. You've really got to make a pretty clear and decisive move into... This is one of the corners you can make an overtake. Oh, I could not. Panicked then a little bit. Came into the dust and couldn't see a thing. Have actually just gained slightly on first, but I'm not exactly losing third. So she's going to be a tough race.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
This first run's a little bit wide. That will help me. Catch up to him a little bit. It's actually got me down under a second. That's good times. Out wide, I'm just about hanging on to French there. Just about. Oh, I'm hot. Well hot, I've just saved it. I'm not going to be able to stop. I am, actually. Just got a good enough drive there. Just got away with it. That's lucky. That is lucky. I'd say Munro's launch or drive out of that corner must have been compromised a little bit. More lap traffic there. Oh dear. Oh, definitely balked there. There's a few panic stations. That has dropped me right back into the clutches of third, and now first, 2.5 seconds up the road. Back down to 2.4 seconds, so again, little gains being made on first. I'm not quite out of it just yet. Oh, shouldn't have coughed. Gone a little bit wide there. Bit of gunk on the tyres now. I'm a sitting duck.
Car on the right.
Not much I can do there but give way.
Clear on the right. Car on the right.
I'm just going to tuck in behind him because that's a really shitty corner to try and overtake on. That was my mistake that caused that. Little cough, a little look elsewhere. And that allowed Cottages to jump straight on me. Munro, something must have happened to Munro, but Cotter, I don't know where Cotter was actually. Oh, absolute incidences going on everywhere here. Would have been a good opportunity to overtake Cotter, but unfortunately, much like he had to, we're both forced to get out of the throttle then and avoid the spitting carnage in the second to last corner. I'll give him a look up the inside.
To the car heading sector 1. Pit window is open. There's a slow car ahead.
May have more carnage in this area. Oh, Sinclair. Oh,
Clear
wow.
on the right.
Oh, dear. He's got right in the way of Cotter there. Feel sorry for him. There's nothing he could do there. I know I was opportunistic and managed to take the position out. I am in first place though, so I'd suggest first took his pit stop early. So I'm going to try and press on a little bit more. 25 minutes of the race to go. I'd like to get a little bit further through the race if I can. Before I take that pit.
Watch out. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
That was awkward. Wasn't for position either. So that was a little disappointing to get held up there, but you're going to get that. It's a really awkward pit lane at Brands Hatch. Okay, didn't speed into the pit lane. I need to get rid of suspension and bodywork. I don't need any of that stuff. We're putting no fuel in. A nice fresh set of tyres. This is all I need if I can pull up in the right part of the pits. Might be a bit far forwards. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, look, they've had to roll my car back. That's not ideal. That is not ideal. And I believe that's the line.
Slow car ahead.
Frenchie's lap traffic. Or is that for position? Or is that for position? Oh, sorry.
Clear on the
Sorry, mate. I was on the brakes as hard as I could. I didn't anticipate you going so slow. That is my bad. I'm so sorry, French. I was on the brakes as hard as I could be. There was no taking avoiding action to avoid you. Many apologies for that. In fact, if French catches back up, I'm just going to let him through. I'm just going to give way to him and redress that position. In fact, if French catches back up, I'm just going to let him through. Down to only 0.7 of a second, so I'm in big strife. I've lost a lot of time dealing with the traffic, which Phillips has not. So, definitely nervous. Under 0.8 of a second. 7 minutes to go. Oh, that's off. Banged her off the limiter. Again, distracted by the outside of that curb. This would be the part where I normally crack under the pressure. He's going to be sizing me up, so what I need to do is start going a little bit slower through the corners I'm actually good at, so he thinks that they're the right time to try and overtake me. And then on the last lap, if I can get to the last lap, 5.5 minutes to go. If I can get to the last lap with him still behind me, he'll go and overtake, or he'll at least maybe try and wait till one of the corners that I'm actually okay on. That one there, I think, that's one of the really good overtaking opportunities. So I'm going to try and go a little bit slower through there. So he decides that's the corner to get me on. And hopefully it's a case of wave my left hand over here. In terms of, you know, him perhaps leaving me alone in the corners I really am not very good at. Like this one, for example. There's a number of corners on this track I'm not that good at. This is definitely one here.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
It's a really risky corner to try and overtake on those, so although he's got such a good run there, I'm going to make him go around the left-hand side of me. Bit too much curb on the inside. 4 minutes to go. Thank
Clear on the
you.
right.
Well done. This one nice and gentle into here. Nice and gentle on the exit. I really want him to bait him into thinking that's the corner to get me on. And not the one coming up that he actually definitely could get me on. So that one's a good overtaking opportunity, but it's also not as difficult to defend into. This is the one that I'm actually really not good at. But it's a difficult corner to overtake on. And again, I didn't get my drive right out of there. The only good thing is this is even harder to overtake. This usually ends in disaster. People try and overtake on that one. Of course, I've probably got this all wrong. I'm thinking this is for the win. But Munro may well have actually done exactly what he needs to, but some sort of glitch in the game has shown that he hasn't done his pit stop. Because I did see him in the pits. He had a P next to him. And apparently I'm only 2.6 seconds behind him, so I presume that is him up there in front of me that I can see. So this may well in fact be literally for second place. 2 minutes to go. Hold him up in that one so I can punch out of that hard, and he doesn't have that. Oh, he's made a mistake. He's made a mistake. He's run off. And that's Munro. He's off as well. I've just had the bloke behind me and the bloke in front of me fall off the track. Unbelievable. Minute. Just over a minute to go. Thank you for getting out of the way. The back markers have, by and large, other than when they've made mistakes and had accidents, the back markers have actually been pretty good. So I suspect this is going to be the finish. Now I'm going to roll out of it because I owe French a position. And unfortunately, that little redress is going to cost me the race. That's my own fault.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Okay, now if I can
Car on the right.
get him on the exit, I feel like I redressed that position.
Clear on the right.
If I can not cock it up there, I am feeling okay. I redressed the position. I got him back as he ran wide.
P1.
And I'll take the win.
See you in the pits. Bring it back on.
Yes, boys, yes. Great to get a first victory on the board. Absolutely chuffed with that. Congratulations to everybody. Thank you again to the AK Racing guys for giving me the opportunity to race in this one. Well done all. Thank you very much for the race. I've had a cracking good time. How can you win and not be happy, hey? That was good, and I even managed to clear my conscience of giving French his position back. So if you have enjoyed, remember to hit like, subscribe if you knew all that crap that I said at the start. But that was awesome. I look forward to talking to you all in the future. But for now, it's goodbye.